What's up YouTube, Tinton here, and today we will be discussing the season premiere of Death Battle Season 7, Miles Morales vs. Static Shock. Before we get on to that episode, let us discuss the last time on Death Battle, in which I was absolutely, utterly wrong with my prediction. I heavily underestimated what my guy was capable of, and I completely forgot to scale him to Naruto. Shows how much I know sometimes. It just completely slipped my mind to think Naruto's chakra destroyed the moon, and I know for a fact this guy's fought someone strong in the base form Naruto. You'd think I would put two and two together, but I didn't. To be fair, the last episode's prediction was rushed extremely heavily because I was busy with college, and I literally didn't have time. But still my bad, and I was wrong. All Might did not stand a chance against my guy, and I'm okay with that. The episode was still great. I love the song so much. The song was so good. The animation was clean. The animation was solid. The animation was beautiful. All the different angles and how well they portrayed both characters. My boy Xander Mobus voicing my guy. It was just clean. It was sick. I loved the episode to death. It was great. It's a good season finale. And while I don't feel the episode as a whole doesn't feel like a season finale to me, but it does work as one, and it's definitely better than Deadpool Pinkie Pie. For God's sake, it's better than Deadpool Pinkie Pie. But out of the finales we've gotten, it most certainly isn't a Pokemon vs. Digimon, a Goku vs. Superman, or a Thanos vs. Darkseid. I'd say it's on par with Sephiroth vs. Virgil, though I'd probably still give that episode a bit more credit because I like it, and probably some nostalgia with me. But that's all besides the point. The episode overall was great and a good season finale. But as Season 6 ends, Season 7 begins. Now let us get to the next time on Death Battle. And this episode doesn't feel clear-cut to me, at all, when I'm looking at the stats in the paper. I did do some minimalistic research, more minimalistic research than I've done for any episode in the last 3 to 4 months. I legitimately did my best to find as much information on the two as I could in a limited time. And from what I found, I'm, even at this point, not 100% sure of who's going to win this fight. Starting off with their stats, it's hard for me to say directly who's superior, for one specific reason. Assuming my information is correct, Static has literally no superhuman strength feats or durability feats at all. As far as I know, and as far as I've been told, he is not physically capable, at all. He is not physically strong. He's like an average human. And for superhuman durability, I've heard the exact same thing. Physically speaking, if he gets shot with a bullet, he has the same effect as if I got shot with a bullet. So, Static has no physical strength feats that are notable, or physical durability feats that are notable. Now, if I'm wrong, obviously this changes things. But what I have heard, what I've seen, he doesn't have any superhuman durability or superhuman strength feats. However, he does have superhuman speed. As Static has shown, he's able to outrun, or in this case outfly, military helicopters, and he's even raced the Flash at one point. For what I've seen people discussing, the feat is probably an outlier. Seriously, we know how fast the Flash is. Dear God, Static is not on that level. He's just not. And it's highly likely the Flash was simply holding back. And it's a complete outlier to say Static is on par with the Flash, when there is literally nothing else that I can find that would back that up. So for superhuman speed, I think he's at least as fast as a bullet or faster, because I know he's reacted to them before. I know he has at least those minimalistic feats. But I mean, what superhuman character doesn't have those kind of feats? Honestly, Static is really lacking in the stats department, which is unfortunate. However, when you look at Miles, it's not even close. It's not even close. Miles Morales, while not as strong or as fast or as experienced as Peter, he's still a Spider-Man and he still has the same powers. I think it is confirmed that they are lesser to a certain extent, he's not necessarily as strong or fast, but he's still a Spider-Man, so he should be at least comparable to Peter. And based off other episodes, Death Battle has put out the numbers that a Spider-Man could lift roughly in the area of 58 tons to 130 tons. At least this information is based off what Death Battle has stated in previous episodes regarding Spider-Man, such as Spider-Man vs. Batman and Spider-Man 2099, though his powers are specifically different, so keep that in mind. Regardless, Miles, in terms of raw physical strength, is superior. Miles, in terms of speed, is at least at bullet level, so at best they're even, at worst, Static is faster. That is where my mindset is at this point. In terms of durability, Miles has better feats, like, it's objective. Like, there's literally no argument Miles has better durability feats. So in terms of who can take a hit better, it is most certainly the Spider-Man in this case. However, when you look at their arsenals, Static does have a notable advantage. Static has far more variety in weaponry and his powers, while Miles is more limited. Miles has his limited spider sense, which, in case you don't know, his spider sense is similar to Peter's. However, his spider sense, generally speaking, can only help him against immediate danger, and is not as fine-tuned as Peter's. So it is just basically a worse spider sense. But hey, at least he's not 2099 Spider-Man, he at least has one. He also can camouflage himself. He has electrokinesis. He has a superhuman healing factor, though, I mean, keep in mind, it's nowhere near like the freaking Deadpool, so he's not regrowing organs or anything crazy. And he obviously has the same powers that Peter does. Spider webs, spider wall climbing, the whole shebang. He has it all. And he also has a suit that is basically the same as Peter's. As far as I've been able to find, the only notable difference is that the suit is a different color. In terms of what it is capable of, it is generally as useful in combat as Peter's was, if not better. Now, comparatively, Static has his electrokinesis and magnetic powers. He can manipulate magnetism and electricity. Static can produce blinding lights. He can punch with the power of a taser. He can create EMPs. He can create electric force fields that can stop bullet fire. He has an immunity to high electricity, heal by absorbing electromagnetic energy. He has a flying disc that he can use to fly around. He has a collapsible staff, and he is extremely resistant towards mind control. Even the anti-life equation couldn't hypnotize him. So, he's basically immune to hypnotism. And he has other techniques such as the Static Cling and the Nova Ball, but generally the whole thing is he can control electricity and magnetism. And there is a lot of stuff he can do with it, however, I'm not sure how effective it would be on a Spider-Man. Like, I'm sure he could screw around with his wall climbing capabilities, and I'm definitely sure he could mess up with any of Spidey's electronics that he might have on him, especially the web shooters. However, how impactful would that necessarily be? That is the question. When you look at their feats, it's also another interesting debate. Miles Morales has defeated Ancient Venom, which is just a more powerful version of Venom, the Ultimate Scorpion, the Green Goblin, with Peter's help. He beat Blackheart, who was able to fight off Iron Man, Thor, and She-Hulk. He survived being punched through a skyscraper. He survived shockwaves that could destroy a bus. And he survived a kick that could decimate a highway. On the other hand, Static has used his electromagnetic powers to lift a helicopter, which the average helicopters can weigh multiple tons, so it does weigh a lot. Static has superhuman intelligence, and he has fought the Joker, Sinestro, and even incapacitated Brainiac. However, based off the information I've gathered, he did none of those feats alone, and he had assistance. And Static and Miles both have the issues that they're both more or less sidekicks rather than their own heroes most of the time. Of course, they've had their moments, they've had their own adventures where it was specifically them, but they are more of sidekicks for the main heroes, comparatively. So it is hard to say with both of them at this point. In terms of their weaknesses, Static, again, has no superhuman strength or durability feats as far as I am aware. Another important thing to note is that his electric powers have no effect on foes with built-in insulation. His powers can be disrupted by water, and he has little to no formal training. Comparatively to Miles, Miles has little to no formal training. He is relatively inexperienced, similar to Static. His powers are weaker compared to Peter's, and he does not fully understand the capabilities of his power set, limiting his use of it. All that being said, this fight is still insanely close in my mind. However, if I have to pick a hill to die on, I'm going to go with Miles Morales. Ultimately, in this fight, Miles is still comparable to other Spider-Men, and while he may not be the most experienced or well-trained, neither is his opponent. And the superior stats at the end of the day might just make this fight. And for all I know, spider suits might have some kind of built-in resistance to electricity, in which case, Static's fucked. But all that being said, I do believe Miles will take it. His superior strength, as far as I know, superior speed, and superior durability will make this fight. You can have all the cool powers in the world. If your opponent can kill you in one punch, they don't matter. Very similar to another certain episode from Season 5. Oh, Jotaro and Kenshiro time, it would seem. Regardless of all that, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win this death battle? Are you going to go with Miles, like myself, or are you going to root for old Static Shock? Leave it in the comments below. Now here's to a hopefully great Season 7, and hopefully a better win rate than last time, because dear lord, I made so many fatal errors last season. But it's all in good fun, and let's just hope that I don't screw up this time. Let's start off strong with this season. Anyway guys, talk to you later.